Hello, people of the internet. My name is Kiera. I live in a tiny home with my boyfriend Max and our cat Egwin. I'm documenting our life living here as best as I can while we're still living in this little space. So it's suddenly spring, basically summer at this point. A few weeks ago, I was 100% convinced spring was going to be very late this year. There were no budding tree leaves or green grass, and it seemed pretty logical since autumn had a late arrival. But in a strange turn of events, at least in my mind, everything is bursting with life, and it's been over 80 degrees some days, which I find a bit concerning for the Pacific Northwest, as it's only June, early June at that. But alas, I will admit, it feels really, really nice. So what have I been up to this spring? Aside from the ponderings of my quarter-life crisis and staring at a screen in an 8 by 9-ish room most of my waking hours, I exit my adorable little house, reluctantly leaving Egwin behind to spend some time outside. This is like gorgeous. Like, whoa.
Oh, check it out, lizard on the log. Babe. There's a lizard.
What?
On this top skinny log.
Yeah. What is it?
Lizard.
Many people say there's no such thing as bad weather, just poor clothing, or something along those lines. I suppose that's true, but after long stretches of winter in the Northwest, when the sun finally starts to split through the gray and come leaking through onto the landscape, I'm practically bursting out the door to greet it. I'm reborn in the spring. This time of year can be exhausting though, trying to fit in all the bucket list items before the rain returns in the fall. Or even sooner than that, before the smoke from wildfires clouds the skies and our lungs. It's a race against Mother Nature up here. So Max and I take our springs and summers very seriously. They fill up fast. sometimes my dismay when I just want to stay at home and lounge around with Egwin and a good book. And I do that sometimes. It's a balance. So to kick off the unofficial summer season this year, aka Memorial Day weekend, we spent a few days on the Oregon coast basking in the sun. I can't even count how many photos or videos I have of this coastline. I think like a good chunk of my videos are here on this coastline. So I'm sorry if it's gotten a little old looking at these views, but it hasn't for me. There's a lot of places around the West Coast that I find never get old, and this is one that is very close to the top of that list. We find ourselves so at peace here. I often find myself fretting over work-related tasks to the point where my jaw is clenched, my body is tense, my breathing is shallow, and it's all my mind can seem to focus on. It's just work. Until I go outside into places like this. Then I find that peace. I rediscover over and over again that we're just a bunch of mammals floating on a little green and blue rock in the universe. A very cliche statement, but it's something I constantly have to remind myself when my life feels like a chaotic mess. That meeting I just had, or that to-do list I need to complete, means nothing in the grand scheme of the universe. What matters is this planet and the life on it. What matters is this moment. I always try to make a point of going outside when I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious or upset to find that peace. Even if it's just beneath a tree in a parking lot, spotting a flower growing between the cracks in the sidewalk while running errands, sitting at a beach for the 10 minutes that remain in the sunset, or staring at the moon from my porch. As Ferris Bueller said, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. And I think these moments are what slow it down. I'm looking forward to a slow, peaceful summer ahead.